Bahaya, Bahashim Yeshaya, Wawakadash. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
All praises to the Most High, Ahaya, in the name of his Son, Yeshua, that shed his blood for us, bringing us up out of this darkness of this world and being a light. Today, family, we just want to continue to further our knowledge of the kings of Israel and Judah, northern and southern kingdom. Today, we're just going to go into King Jehoshaphat. King Jehoshaphat of Judah. King Jehoshaphat. So if we could get let's get some info on King Jehoshaphat.
This reads Jehoshaphat, alternately spelled Jehoshaphat or Jehoshaphat. It says, the Most High has judged.
Remember that. The Most High has judged for the meaning of his name. And it's also when you go into the Strongs, it says that too.
It says, according to the Hebrew Bible, he was the son of Asa and the fourth king of the kingdom of Judah, in succession to his father. His children included Jehoram, who succeeded him as king. His mother was Azubah. Historically, his name has sometimes been connected with the Valley of Jehoshaphat.
The Valley of Jehoshaphat. We're going to go into that later. In Joel chapter 3, you can write that down now if you want.
His reign in the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 17 to 21 are devoted to the reign of Jehoshaphat. 1 Kings treats him more briefly. 1 Kings 15:24 mentions him as a successor to Asa. 1 Kings 22:1 through 50 summarizes the events of his life. The Jerusalem Bible states that the chronicler sees Asa as a type of the peaceful, Jehoshaphat of the strong king. According to these passages, Jehoshaphat ascended the throne at the age of 35 and reigned for 25 years. He walked in the ways, quote, of his father or ancestor, King David. He spent the first years of his reign fortifying his kingdom against the kingdom of Israel. His zeal in suppressing the idolatrous worship of the high places is commended in 2 Chronicles chapter 17 and verse 6. In the third year of his reign, Jehoshaphat sent out priests and Levites over the land to instruct the people in the law, an activity which was commanded for a sabbatical year in Deuteronomy 31, chapter 31, verse 10 through 13, taking place in Jerusalem. Later reforms in Judah instituted by Jehoshaphat appear to have included further religious reforms, appointed of judges throughout the cities of Judah.
All right. So you got a some brief understanding on him, right? On King Jehoshaphat. So we're going to go to 2 Chronicles. We're going to 2 Chronicles chapter 17. 2 Chronicles chapter 17. And let's start at let's go 2 Chronicles chapter 17 and verse 1. Get some understanding on King Jehoshaphat.
The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 17 and verse 1. And Jehoshaphat, his son, reigned in his stead and strengthened himself against Israel. And he placed forces in all the fenced cities of Judah and set garrisons in the land of Judah and in the cities of Ephraim, which Asa his father had taken. And the Lord was with Jehoshaphat because he walked in the first ways of his father David, and sought not unto Baalim,
So he didn't go after Satan, right? Keep it going.
but sought to the most high power of his father,
Uh-huh.
and walked in his commandments, and not after the doings of Israel.
Because why? Why does it say that not in the doings of Israel? And he's a Judite. He's from Judah. He's from the southern kingdom. Uh-huh.
The northern kingdom up there going on.
Setting up the graven images and stuff, right? Let's keep it going.
Verse 5. Therefore the Most High established the kingdom in his hand, and all Judah brought to Jehoshaphat presents, and he had riches and honor in abundance, and his heart was lifted up in the ways of the Lord. Moreover, he took away the high places and groves out of Judah. Also in the 3rd year of his reign, he sent to his princes, even to Ben-Hel, and to Obadiah, and to Zechariah, and to Nathaniel, and to Micaiah, to teach them in the cities of Judah. And with them he sent Levites, even Shemaiah, and Nethaniah, and Zebediah, and Asahel, and Shemariah-Moth, and Jehohanan. Jump down. All the Levites, or some of the Levites, and with them some priests. From verse 9. And they taught in Judah, and had the book of the law of the Lord with them, and went about throughout all the cities of Judah, and taught the people.
So check that out. It's always, if you notice, all throughout the word, all throughout the Bible, it's always, even in like 2nd Maccabees chapter 5, 6, 7, you always see our people finding the law and coming back to it. Finding the commandments and coming back to it. It's kind of now, it's the same thing now. When people say I'm a good person, they say I got the light, I know Jesus, whatever it is, but the commandments gonna keep you, that's what the Most High says. If you love me, keep my commandments. That's what the word says. That's what the Most High says, right? So it's always our people trying to find how to serve the Most High properly. When you really wake up and you're really living life right, according to thus said the Lord. They always coming back to find the law and to teach it. And that's what it's even saying here. You're talking about, what, over 3,500 years ago? You know, you're talking about this right here. So this law endureth forever. Let's keep it going.
Verse 10. And the fear of the Lord fell upon all the kingdoms of the lands that were round about Judah, so that they made no war against Jehoshaphat. Also, some of the Philistines brought Jehoshaphat presents and tribute, silver. And the Arabians brought him flocks.
So let me come in case someone on the screen. About 3,000 years ago. You know, let me just say that. Go ahead.
And the Arabians brought him flocks, 7,700 rams, and 7,700 he-goats.
Mm-hmm.
And Jehoshaphat waxed great exceedingly, and he built in Judah castles and cities of store. And he had much business in the cities of Judah, and the men of war, mighty men of valor, were in Jerusalem.
Let's get that in the Strongs on Jehoshaphat. Let's get that in the let's get the, what does his name mean, like we was bringing out when we was reading the Wikipedia, right? Let's get it in the Hebrew.
In the Hebrew, Jehoshaphat, derived from the Hebrew words, it's meaning to judge.
Meaning to judge, like we was bringing out. And remember, Joel chapter 3, we're going to bring it out, but he said he's going to bring all nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. He's going to judge all the nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat. So where Jehoshaphat was ruling in the land of Judea, that's where all of that land, that's what all these wars going over. It's all about positioning they one world government, one world military against who? You already conquered the world. Why are you still over there trying to just take over this space, right? This certain area in the world. And we was all talking about the Ark yesterday. And it's like he was talking about, before he got in the truth, he didn't realize how much everything has to do with this Bible. From the things they put on us to destroy us, to get your soul, the things they give you for poison, to consuming your mind, the lies, the wars. It's all about this promise of Abraham and Christ's kingdom to come. So this valley of Jehoshaphat, judge, it's no coincidence that his name means to judge. Let's keep it going. Let's go to chapter 18. Let's keep it going. Let's jump it over to verse 1.
2 Chronicles chapter 18 and verse 1. Now Jehoshaphat had riches and honor and abundance, and joined infinity with Ahab.
Mm-hmm.
And after certain years, he went down to Ahab to Samaria. And Ahab killed sheep and oxen for him in abundance, and for the people that he had with him, and persuaded him to go up with him to Ramoth Gilead. And Ahab, king of Israel, said unto Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, wilt thou go with me to Ramoth Gilead? And he answered, I am as thou art, and my people as thy people, and we will be with thee in the war. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. Therefore the king of Israel gathered together of prophets 400 men, and said unto them, shall we go to Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, go up, for the Most High will deliver it into the king's hand. But Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides that we might inquire of him? And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him, for he never prophesied good unto me, but always evil. The same is Micah, the son of Imlah. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. And the king of Israel called for of his officers and said, fetch quickly Micah, the son of Imlah.
They want to get this word of the Lord, right? So they think. Let's keep it going.
And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, sat either of them on his throne, clothed in their robes, and they sat in a void place at the entering in of the gate of Samaria, and all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah, the son of Kena'anah, and made him horns of iron, and said, thus saith the Lord, with these thou shalt push Syria until they be consumed.
Mm-hmm.
And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Most High shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the messenger that went to Micah to call Micah spake words to him, saying, behold, the words of the prophets declare good to the king, with one assent. Let thy word, therefore, I pray thee, be like one of theirs, and speak thou good. It's like this is Micaiah. And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, even what my God saith, that will I speak. And when he has come to the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go to Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And he said, go ye up and prosper, and they shall be delivered into your hand. And the king said to him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou say nothing but the truth to me in the name of the Lord? Then he said, I did see all Israel scattered upon mountains as sheep that have no shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return, therefore, every man to his house in peace.
Highlight that part, right? Then he said, I did see all Israel scattered upon mountains. You could precept that with Ezekiel 36. All their shepherds have caused them to go astray. What's that? Jeremiah 49 or 50. Just precepting about us being those lost sheep, scattered. even back then, been scattering pilgrims, the real pilgrims. You know, they always taking stuff out this Bible, and the world thinks that it has nothing to do with the Bible, right? Keep it going.
2 Chronicles 18 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would not prophesy good unto me, but evil?
See, he don't want the truth. That's just like people today. You just trying to tell them some truth. Hating, negative. Truth should be truth, right? If you're a person of truth, speak ye, every man speak ye truth to his neighbor. Like says Zechariah, I believe 8 and 16. Let's keep it going.
Verse 18. Again he said, therefore, hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting upon his throne, and all the host of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left.
He said he saw this, right? So this is a vision, right? He saw this.
And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after that manner. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Most High said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil against thee. Then Zedekiah, the son of Kena'ah, came near and smote Micaiah upon the cheek, and said, which way went the spirit out of the Lord from me to speak unto thee? And Micaiah said, behold, thou shalt see on that day when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself. Then the king of Israel said, take ye Micaiah and carry him back to Amon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, the king's son, and say, thus saith the king, put this fellow in the prison and feed him with bread of affliction and with water of affliction.
And ain't that something? The same thing later happened to Zedekiah, right? Same thing. Let's jump it around. Let's go to chapter 19, verse 1.
2 Chronicles chapter 19 and verse 1. And Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, returned to his house in peace to Jerusalem. And Jehu, the son of Hananiah, the seer, went out to meet him.
What is a seer?
Seer.
Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 9. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 9.
It reads, Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, thus he spake, come, and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer.
Right, let's go back to 2 Chronicles chapter 19.
Verse 2. And Jehu, the son of Hananiah, the seer, went out to meet him, and said to the king, Jehoshaphat, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord? Therefore is wrath upon thee from before the Lord. Nevertheless, there are good things found in thee, in that thou hast taken away the groves out of the land, and hast prepared thine heart to seek the Most High.
Remember, when you read the word, you got to really know which person is talking about, because some of them have the same name, right? Like we do today, you know, with our children, things like that in Israel, right? The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. So remember that. You got to know who is actually talking about. But I brought that out because it says Jehu, right? The seer. Not the same as we was bringing out last week. Let's keep it going.
Verse 4. And Jehoshaphat dwelt at Jerusalem, and he went out again through the people from Beersheba to Mount Ephraim, and brought them back unto the most high power of their fathers. And he set judges in the land throughout all the fenced cities of Judah, city by city, and said to the judges, take heed what ye do, for ye judge not for man, but for the Most High, who is with you in judgment.
Check that out. Ye judge not for man, but for the Lord who is with you in judgment. Righteous judgment, right? What would the Lord do? What would he do? So many people they do the wrong. Well, people in the world don't even know that you are supposed to judge. You're just not supposed to destroy nobody, right? But it tells you, he give you wisdom in his heart to judge his people. Judge righteous judgment. Will you judge my people? You judge every situation, if it's good or bad. You're judging all day long. If that's a good decision to make, if that person is doing wicked, that's a judgment call. You're not acting upon it, but you're thinking on what it is. You're making a judgment call on it. So people don't really know the difference in the world, right? Let's keep it going.
Verse 7. Wherefore, now let the fear of the Lord be upon you. Take heed and do it. For there is no iniquity with the Most High our power, nor respect of persons, nor taking of gifts.
You can't buy your way into the Most High. All you can do for the Most High is what, family?
Sir.
He said obedience, right? That's all you could do for him. There's nothing you could give the Most High but your obedience. Keep it going.
Verse 8. Moreover, in Jerusalem did Jehoshaphat set of the Levites and of the priests and of the chief of the fathers of Israel for the judgment of the Lord and for controversies when they returned to Jerusalem. And he charged them, saying, Thus shall ye do in the fear of the Lord, faithfully and with a perfect heart. And what cause soever shall come to you of your brethren that dwell in their cities between blood and blood, between law and commandments, statutes and judgments, ye shall even warn them that they trespass not against the Most High. And so wrath come upon you and upon your brethren. This do, and ye shall not trespass. Verse 11. And behold, Amariah, the chief priest, is over you in all matters of the Lord. And Zebediah, the son of Ishmael, the ruler of the house of Judah, for all the king's matters. Also, the Levites shall be officers before you. Deal courageously, and the Lord shall be with the good.
Let's get this chapter, then we get some more after. We're gonna go into a video after. Let's get that.
2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 1. It came to pass after this also that the children of Moab and the children of Ammon, and with them others besides the Ammonites, came against Jehoshaphat to battle. Then there came some that told Jehoshaphat, saying, There cometh a great multitude against thee from beyond the sea, on this side Syria. And behold, they be in Ahazatan Mar, which is in Engedi. And Jehoshaphat feared and set himself to seek the Lord, and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. And Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Lord. Even out of the cities of Judah they came to seek the Lord. And Jehoshaphat stood in the congregation of Judah and Jerusalem in the house of the Lord before the new court, and said, O most high power of our fathers, art not thou God in heaven, and rulest not thou over all the kingdoms of the heaven, of the heathen, and in thine hand.
What does that mean? And rulest not thou? Art thou power in heaven, and rulest not thou over all the kingdoms of the heathen? If Satan's running their kingdoms, what does that mean? Because Satan's running this world, right? But it says that the Most High rulest not that. Does he not rule over the kingdoms? What does that mean? Because Satan can only do what the Most High allow him to do, really. Right? He can't just, if it was up to him, he wouldn't have to be so deceptive. He'd just press a button, right? How do we know that, though? Anybody? How do we know that he got rules he got to play by? Let's go to the book of Job. He got rules he got to play by. He can't just do any and everything he wants, or he wouldn't have to lie to get your soul. He wouldn't have to steal your mind and manipulate and put all these things out here in the world that he wouldn't have to do it. He'd just press the button. Let's go to. Let's go to 1 and 6. Let's start there. Job chapter 1.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
Remember, Lucy could go into the heavens before Christ shed his blood on the tabernacle. When he got kicked out, we read, what's that? Revelation 5, Revelation 12. You see it in the movies, right? The so-called Marvel and all those things. So they used to could come before the throne and do this. Let's read.
Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Looking for whom he may devour. Like when you read, what's that, 2nd or 1 Peter? Looking for whom he may devour. That's what he do in this earth.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear the Most High for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him?
Have you not protected him? See, you giving him protection. Let me at him. I bet you he cursed you, right? Let's keep it going.
And about his house, and about all that he hath on every side. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Look, he ain't messing with you like that. Take everything you got. Take everything from him, and then see if he still serve you the same way. That's what he's saying, right? Keep it going.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine.
So just going into the destruction or after that, how Job lost everything. He say, look, go back to that part where he say, go to verse 12 again.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power.
All that he hath is in thy power.
Only upon himself put not forth thine hand.
Just you can't take his life. You take what he got. So he got rules he got to abound by. So when he say, look, he ruled over the heathen, what he's bringing out, they can only do what the Most High allow. We gotta know that. That's why we don't got nothing to be fearing in this world. If you down with the Most High, if you doing what you're supposed to do. That's why I say all the fearful and unbelieving will have their place in the lake of fire too. So many people run into what they say, we just want to help and give you peace and all these different things. If you come and take their juice shots and all these different things, and people are running to their destruction out of fear. Out of fear, losing everything and giving up on the Most High, taking a life, all these different things that Satan put in this world. And if you just got your faith in the Most High, gotta just bring it out more, because we got so much more things we need to add to the ministry. But yesterday, watching some Aaron Rodgers Netflix, and just him growing up in a Christian church, and now he's somewhere in South America laying on his back and getting witchcraft done to him. And it's like, what profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul, right? You grew up in the church, they probably didn't have all the knowledge, but that's why people got to study to show themselves approved so their children don't run from the truth. People got answers these days. You can't just philosophize his word no more like people been doing. That's why they've been making a lot of unbelievers out of people these days, right? But let's get back to it. Let's go back to where we was at in 2 Chronicles.
2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 6. And said, O Lord God of our fathers, art not thou God in heaven, and rulest not thou over all the kingdoms of the heathen? And in thine hand is there not power and might, so that none is able to withstand thee? Art not thou our God, who didst drive out the inhabitants of this land before thy people Israel, and gavest it to the seed of Abraham, thy friend, forever? And they dwelt therein, and have built thee a sanctuary therein for thy name, saying, if when evil cometh upon us, as the sword judgment, or pestilence, or famine, we stand before this house, and in thy presence, for thy name is in this house, and cry unto thee in our affliction, then thou wilt hear and help. And now, behold, the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, whom thou wouldest not let Israel invade, when they came out of the land of Egypt, but they turned from them and destroyed them not.
You could check that out in Deuteronomy chapter 2. Let's keep it going.
Behold, I say, how they reward us to come to cast us out of thy possession, which thou hast given us to inherit.
So it was all about them casting us out the land. This world is not paying attention. What is it about that land? You just want to free for Palestine. You're not learning the history of it. You just want to pray for Palestine. You want to pray for Israel. Wait, why isn't that place called Judea anymore? What happened to why if they're the people of the land, why are they not calling it Judah no more? You know, these different things, but if you don't know, you don't know. Blessed are your eyes that can see and ears that can hear. We gotta remember that. Let's keep it going.
Verse 12. O our God, wilt thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that cometh against us, neither know we what to do. But our eyes are upon thee. And all Judah stood before the Lord, with their little ones, their wives, and their children. Then upon Jahaziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaniah, the son of Jael, the son of Mattaniah, a Levite, of the sons of Asaph, came the Spirit of the Lord in the midst of the congregation. And he said, hearken ye, all Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the king, and thou king Jehoshaphat, thus saith the Lord unto you, be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but God's.
Check this out. No new thing under the sun. Things written aforetime, written for our learning. The Most High bringing all nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. We're going to go there. But check this out. For the battle is not yours, but the Most High powers. This battle of Armageddon that's going on, this ain't about y'all. This is he about to show his power, just like in Egypt. And they prepping all this antimatter weaponry, all these military stations, and people just not even questioning what's really going on here. Give me everything but that Bible. That Bible that's been here, but you haven't read it. Search the scriptures, for in them you what? You think ye have eternal life. You better get to studying up here. But you got to search the scriptures, because why? This battle of Armageddon, this battle is the battle of the Most High Ahia. They not teaching that. No one knows that Christ is coming back for war. No one knows. They think they're just going to escape. You could pray for Babylon in America. Change going to come. The economy's going to get better. This place is over. The next generation can't pull this thing together. The social engineering they have done in this world is over. It's over. People don't even like truth no more. They can't handle no truth. They rather just live in a lie. So we got to know this battle is of the Most High, just like back then. Let's keep it going. Matter of fact, no. Zechariah chapter 14:2. Let's get that real quick. How do you know that? Because people love to, well, how do you know that? Because the word say it. It's funny how people that don't read always try to debate you on all these different things. Like this, we ain't write this. The Most High, the Israelites penned this through the Ruach. Let's go 14 in verse. Let's get 1 and 2.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh.
Behold, what?
The day of the Lord cometh.
The what?
The day of the Lord
cometh. The day of the Lord cometh. What is the day of the Lord? When you read Joel chapter 2, the day of the Lord is not going to be a pretty sight. It always talks about the day of the Lord, judgment day, the day of the Lord. This is prophecy right here. What's supposed to come in the day of the Lord? Bring that out.
And thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee.
Uh-huh.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle.
He will gather all nations, your united nations, united against who? Uh-huh.
And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished,
No more independent women. You better get it together. Keep it going.
and half of the city shall go forth into captivity.
Uh-huh.
And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
There's going to be a remnant. Uh-huh.
Then shall the Most High go forth and fight against those nations,
Uh-huh.
as when he fought in the day of battle.
Why? Because did he not fight for us when we went to get the Canaanites, Jebusites, Gergesites, Pezerites? Give me some more ites. All the ites going to get the land of Canaan on what? On the Ark of the Covenant. So he coming back to do that same thing again. Many people don't believe, but they don't realize you condemned already, because what they got planned, they told you to go in your house with no supervision, with no police outside your home, and you did it in March of 2020. You said, there's something in the air. There's something in the air. I gotta wear this mask. So people think they're so smart, but they don't realize he sends you strong delusion that you may believe a lie. Like saying Thessalonians, I guess Timothy. But let's keep it going. Matter of fact, let's go to we've heard a lot about Jehoshaphat, but he did do one thing wrong. I want to get that. What verse you at, King?
16.
Let's read some more. Keep it going.
Verse 16 in 2 Chronicles chapter 20. Tomorrow go ye down against them. Behold, they come up by the cliff of Ziz, and ye shall find them at the end of the brook, before the wilderness of Jeruel. Ye shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you, O Judah and Jerusalem. Fear not, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord will be with you. And Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground, and all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Most High, worshiping the Lord. And the Levites of the children of the Kohathites, of the children of the Korites, stood up to praise the Most High power of Israel with a loud voice on high. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in the Most High your power.
Believe in him.
So shall ye be established. Believe his prophets. So shall ye prosper.
Check that out. Believe his prophets. Remember Lazarus and the rich man? And he say, what he say? Nah, when he looked up and he was in the underworld, and he said, man, if I could just go back and let them know, right? And he say, no, they have the prophets. They got to hear them. So you got to believe what these prophets was bringing out in this word. Let's keep it going.
Verse 21. And when he had consulted with the people, he appointed singers unto the Lord, and that should praise the beauty of holiness, as they went out before the army, and to say, Praise the Most High, for his mercy endureth forever.
His mercy endureth forever.
And when they began to sing and to praise, the Most High set ambushments against the children of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, which were come against Judah, and they were smitten. For the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir, utterly to slay and destroy them. And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, everyone helped to destroy another. And when Judah came toward the watchtower in the wilderness, they looked unto the multitude, and behold, they were dead bodies fallen to the earth, and none escaped. And when Jehoshaphat and his people came to take away the spoil of them, they found among them in abundance both riches with the dead bodies and the precious jewels, which they stripped off for themselves, more than they could carry away. And they were 3 days in gathering of the spoil. It was so much. And on the 4th day, they
Bling, bling. Bling, bling, blow, bling, bling. A lot of bling, bling. Keep it going.
And on the 4th day, they assembled themselves in the valley of Berakah. For there they blessed the Most High. Therefore, the name of the same place was called the valley of Berakah unto this day.
Let's jump it down to verse 34. Read that out.
This is actually a good precept on when they talk about how you gonna muster nations up.
Do you think?
Nah, I'm just, bring it back. You said which one?
What was that? 30.
I said 34.
Yeah. Yep. Let's start at 32.
32. And he walked in the way of Asa his father, and departed not from it, doing that which was right in the sight of the Lord. Howbeit the high places were not taken away, for as yet the people had not prepared their hearts unto the Most High of their fathers. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of Jehu, the son of Hanani, who was mentioned in the book of the kings of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And after this did Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, join himself with Ahaziah, king of Israel, who did very wickedly.
So eventually gave in, right? We gotta endure. People start giving in to things. Like, are you going to the Christmas party next week? Any of y'all going to the feast? Just spending time with family. That's how they get you. So what about your family? What about the children? Yeah, what about them? Y'all won't tell them the truth. Let's keep it going.
Verse 36. And he joined himself with him to make ships to go to Tarshish. And they made the ships of Eziongeber.
Mm-hmm.
Then Eleazar, the son of Dodava of Marishah, prophesied against Jehoshaphat.
Them sound like names from Africa. Them don't sound like names from Europe. Let's keep it going.
Saying, because thou hast joined thyself with Ahaziah, the Lord hath broken thy works.
What'd he say? Blessed are they whose works do follow them. Man, we got to make sure. What's that, like Ezekiel 18 we always bring out? When you, there's nothing more that the Lord hate. What's that in, I believe that's Ecclesiasticus. Just one that go from righteousness and turn to wickedness. Like, you could be, but I did all this good. But it's like, man, you going back to the wickedness. No, how about your works all the way through? Somebody do all that wickedness, and then at the last hour, they get it together. They got their works up, change their life. Just like now, people been in the church their whole life, and now you want to go burn sage and pray to the ancestors, and you following Billy Carson and all this other garbage out here. You better stay on the Lord and endure. You're in the greatest time of this earth. You seeing it all fall. Let's keep it going.
Because thou hast joined thyself with Ahaziah, the Lord hath broken thy works. And the ships were broken, that they were not able to go to Tarshish.
Let's get 21 in verse 1, and then we're going to Joel chapter 3.
Now Jehoshaphat slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David.
Mm-hmm.
And Jehoram, his son, reigned in his stead.
So we pray the Most High have mercy on our people's soul, because this flesh is something to, overcome. You can't do it by yourself. That's the whole point. You can't overcome this flesh by yourself. Your anger, your thoughts, the things that get you in this world. Whatever the lust of the eyes takes you, right? Certain lifestyles, certain things, the certain attention that just brings you back to the you that you ran away from. Man, how can you overcome these things without the Most High power and His Son? Without you loving His law? That's why, look, you gotta have all this up in you. It got to be in you, not on you, right? Like they say in the world for other things. Let's go to Joel chapter 3 and verse. Let's just start it out. Let's go Joel chapter 3 and verse 1. Gonna move it around, but we in this chapter.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Key word, again. Well, that's in the Old Testament, again. Not 1948 with Edom coming back saying that they're the people of the book, stealing it through bloodshed. No. Let's keep it going.
Verse 2. I will also gather all nations.
All the nations.
And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
The valley of judgment.
And will plead with them here for my people.
There for my people.
And for my heritage Israel. Whom they have scattered among the nations.
Whom they what?
Have scattered among the nations.
Slave ships.
And parted my land.
And parted his land. Rothschild's Boulevard. How you got a boulevard in Judah? Man, they wickedness is deep. Just look it up. Rothschild's Boulevard. Just the pride of Esau have deceived him. These people not regular people. They're not looking for repentance. They're not looking to serve your God. Look, they invented Christmas. So how is it something that's of the Most High? They're the people that invented Easter, the worship of Ishtar and Christmas. People better start reading this Bible. The Most High is against all they garbage holidays. He do holy days. Leviticus 23. Let's keep it going.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
All y'all over there in Palestine, y'all doing Islam, Dome of the Rock, worshiping the, what they call that thing? Crying at the Wailing Wall? Come on, they don't got nothing to do with the Most High. All the coast of Palestine. You can't pray for that place. The Most High is not hearing that. That's Satan worship up over there. Let's keep it going.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return. It's like you. I'm going to read that again. Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
You could imagine what the Vatican got since 70 AD, right? Keep it going.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
Our people ain't traveling over there. Barely, right? They don't even know that Jerusalem is a place. They talking about the Bible real or not. Don't even know you could go and touch these places that this Bible is speaking of. Our people talking about is a Bible fake, and historians look at them like just the silliest people on earth. Just the most ignorant people on earth. Everything they care about is all vain. They don't even want the promise. They're going to live. They're going to cash out on all of our vanity. And they're going to die with no knowledge. Not knowing that they got a rulership to come. They don't care about it. They're going to listen to all these philosophy guys. Let me stop. Let's stick to the word. Let's jump it down to verse 9.
Verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
Proclaim this among the Gentiles.
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
Wake them up.
Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
It's great wickedness.
Multitudes in the valley of decision.
Multitudes.
For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Most High also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel.
The strength of the children of Israel. We're going to play this video. We're going to end it. All praise to the Most High.
This game, you're not ready for it. What you see now is
It's always accompanied by spectacular valleys that surrounded the Moriah mountain for centuries. The main three valleys in Jerusalem are the Kidron Valley, the Tyropeon Valley, and the Hinnom Valley. These three valleys were the natural defenses of Jerusalem and form a shape of the Hebrew letter Shin. The Kidron Valley is on the eastern side of Jerusalem's old city, separating the Temple Mount from the Mount of Olives. It stretches 32 kilometers east through the Judean desert in biblical Samaria towards the Dead Sea. In its lowest part, you can find an ancient monastery of Mar Saba. The Tanakh calls the upper valley Emek Jehoshaphat, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. This name appears in biblical eschatological prophecies that foretell the war of Gog and Magog, the arrival of the Messiah, and the day of judgment. At the top of the Kidron Valley, there is an important First Temple period cemetery, the Sylvan Necropolis. The tombs carved in the rock from the 9th and 7th centuries BC were used by the highest ranking officials living in the city. North of the old city, in the Kidron Valley, was one of the main burial places for the inhabitants of Jerusalem during the Second Temple period. Hundreds of tombs have been preserved in this part to this day. Also, the stretch to the east and opposite to the Temple Mount boasts several well-preserved tombs from the Second Temple period. Several of them were later used as burial places or shelters for hermits and monks from large monastic communities. They inhabited the Kidron Valley during the Byzantine Empire. The modern name of the Kidron Valley, from Hebrew Nahal Kidron, refers to the entire length of the vast wadi or valley that begins north of Jerusalem's old city and ends at the Dead Sea. The biblical names Nahal Kidron, Emek Jehoshaphat, or the Valley of the Kings refer to the same valley, but different parts. Likewise, in Arabic, each more significant wadi has many names, the next of which is associated with a specific section of its course. The name Kidron Valley. The Hebrew name Kidron comes from the root kadar, which means to be dark. So in this context, it can be understood as the Valley of the Dark. In the Christian tradition, the similarity between the Greek word Kedros and the Greek name Kedron used in the Septuagint has led the Kidron Valley being incorrectly called Cider Valley. The name Jehoshaphat Valley. In Tanakh, Emek Jehoshaphat means the valley where God will judge. The name Valley of the King. In the days of the Old Testament kings, the Kidron Valley was identified, at least in part, with the king's garden, because the rulers owned land in the area. Therefore, it was also known as the Valley of the King, where Absalom erected his monument or pillar. Remember, this pillar has no connection to the much later Absalom pillar which you can see today in Jerusalem. The king's garden was probably irrigated by water channeled from the Gihon spring or the pool of Siloam. The three monumental tombs that you can see today in Jerusalem on the eastern side of the Kidron Valley are among the most famous monuments of ancient Jerusalem. Those tombs are, looking from north to south, the tomb of Absalom, Yad Avshalom, which rises in front of the grotto, or the tomb of Jehoshaphat, properly called the tomb of Bnei Hezir. Bnei Hezir means in Hebrew sons of Hezir, which refers to the priestly family of Hezir. And lastly, the tomb